What's up guys, Shockwave640 here, and today I'm back. After this long wait and this long summer, I'm finally back. And from checking the voting for the last video I did, which was my Razor Wing mock, here we have Combiner Wars Swindle. And without further ado, let's actually get along in here and do some size comparisons. So let me adjust my camera real quick. So bringing in Swindle, here we have Prowl. Combiner Wars Prowl for our first size comparison. So there you have that. And also, I did get the new bracelets here that I'm probably going to be wearing forever now. It's just a little scorpion thing my brother had given me for my birthday. And I got this for donating to breast cancer because I do believe in donating to certain things. So there is that. I'm bringing in Prowl here again so you can see the size. Swindle's a little bit shorter, barely, but he is taller, barely, as well. So for Deluxe is, and you can also barely see any robot kibble. I mean, you can kind of make out that this is his chest, and then for this guy, you can't make out really anything unless you have this panel folded down, but then you have visible head syndrome, and you got his chest, which, no, it doesn't drag along. Okay. So there's that. Bringing in Combiner Wars Shockwave, who we have been doing for a very long time now, because it's one of my favorite Transformers I've ever gotten of Shockwave. But here we have that. So, setting him off to the side. Here we have the Funko Five Nights at Freddy's action figures Foxy. I did also get Bonnie, and I've almost completely got the entire collection. All I need to get is Golden Freddy now. So, those guys will be reviewed sooner or later, but here he is with Foxy, so you can see that. Here he is with the high-grade Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphans Gray's Kai, or Gray's Custom, whichever one you prefer. So there is that, just in case any Gundam fanatics are out there. And then here's one who I don't think I've done a size comparison yet of, which is the high-grade Unicorn Silver Bullet. As you can see, this guy's massive compared to Swindle here, because this is a fairly large model kit, and also a very amazing one. It just takes up a lot of space on the shelves. Trying to get him off to the side so you can't see his gun, and so he doesn't fall over. There we go. So let's get here and take a look at the details. So you do have a sideways Decepticon symbol there. Nothing on the other side, but this is for robot mode. You got some magnificent looking details here. You got some bags there. You can't see his fist, but it doesn't really look all that much like a fist to me anyways. You can't see the back of his head, but not really. I mean, you can't really make out that that is his head. It just kind of looks like an engine block or something of the sort. He does have his wheels here. I don't usually do this, but he rolls okay. This is a soft surface, so it's not really going to roll that well. On the bottom, you do have these like pipes that go down. Those look kind of cool. Those are really basically his shins, but it does actually kind of look cool down there. Kind of actually looks like the undercarriage of a car. You got the roll bars here painted in black. It kind of looks like a gunmetal on camera, but that's really black because I actually don't know if he has any gunmetal on him at all. Oh yeah, that's gunmetal right there. There's a strip of it right there underneath this black. But going on to the front, my least favorite part of this mode is this thing here, which are his feet. This color does not match this color at all. Honestly, I would prefer it if the entire toy was done in maybe this color, because it would look closer to G1 in a way. But like I said, I don't like a yellow Swindle. I like the tan Swindle. I do know some universes use yellow. In person, this doesn't stick out as much. You can't really notice it, but on camera, my camera's really picking up the difference between this paint color and the color of the plastic here. But in person, there's not really that much of a difference here. One thing that does bug some people is the color of the rims. I do see where that could bug people. It would have been nice if they just painted them both silver, or at least kept the same color for both of them. The reason why they didn't is because this entire chest piece is done in this color plastic, whereas this entire wheel is just done in a black plastic, and it's an inward peg going into the actual leg itself. So these wheels are completely put on different ways. I don't know why. Don't ask me because I don't work at Hasbro, so I don't really know. But continuing with the details, you can actually see a shock absorber kind of thing going in there. See some other car details. I don't really know cars, so I don't exactly know what some of these things are called. And then going on to the back, I guess these are supposed to be tail lights, maybe, or these up here. Then he's got his little headlights here. Sadly, a lot of this stuff is not painted. The Decepticon symbol. Sadly, a lot of this stuff's not painted, but at least they painted the roll cage there, and that's pretty much it that they painted. The bumper there is black. Taking a look at his weapon here, which does just peg in with that like Minicon style port. I actually don't know if a Minicon will fit there. I haven't tested that yet. But setting him off to the side, here is his weapon. It's just got the port on the side. It is casted in gray plastic and painted gunmetal gray, or like a black. No, that's more of a gunmetal gray. It's got a nice metal flake finish to it, so you can see all these really cool looking details in this gun. It is like a Gatling style gun, so it is fairly neat. I do like this gun. It's just a little bit small, a little bit smaller than I would like it. But yeah, and it does look kind of ugly if you don't have the gun up there, so yeah, I just usually keep it on there for display. Now let's go into his combined modes. First we're going to go to foot mode, then arm mode, and then robot mode. So to get him into foot mode, all you want to do is just rotate this section up like so. So you have the gun pointing up. Bring this section all the way back like so that you have it flat. Bring out the combiner port like so. I don't really have his hand-foot gun with me because I don't know where it is. It's somewhere in one of my storage bins around here. I couldn't look for it. Oh, I could look for it, but I couldn't find it. So I'm just going to have to grab a random one real quick. So just hang on a second. Alright, I'm back. So here is a random hand-foot gun. I don't know who this belongs to. It's probably his. Maybe. I don't really know. I don't care. They all work the same. But this is the foot mode, of course. You just peg it into the bottom. And there you have the foot for Bruticus. So it works the same way as any other Combiner Wars foot mode. It's got the knee joint here. Got the rotational joint there. And then you do have your ankle swivel there. And I guess you can count this as articulation and some of that, but I don't count that as articulation. So setting that off, we're taking it off, setting it to the side, and pulling his weapon off. Let's transform him into his arm mode. So what you want to do is you just want to bring that combiner port or combiner peg down, untab this section, and bring it up. Or actually, hang on, sorry about that. Forgot to move his head. I always forget to move his head. First you want to actually move his head up for a second. Bring this all the way up, and what you will do is these two slots and these two tabs, and that will all tab together, helping to lock things in place. And then you can just bring the head back down like so. So you have this kind of going on. Some people like to do that for the leg mode as well, and then they'll have this as the leg mode. I don't like that because it looks like really thin right here, and he's got a huge knee pad. I don't really like the way that looks. I prefer the typical G1 style where it's just a car for a leg or something like that. Even though G1 had their legs would be facing this way rather than facing this way, but oh well, you can do it if you want to. But I don't like that because I don't like that style. So then moving on with the transformation, you want to untab the legs here, bring them out like so, bring them out, and then this groove will fit over that slot right in there like so, locking that into place. Doesn't actually tab in or anything like that, but it does hold in fairly securely. I mean, that's not coming out unless you actually pull it out like that. So it does work fairly nice. And then you just tab the legs, tab the legs back together like so. Rotate the waist, bend the elbow, bring in the hand-foot gun, and then folding out the phalanges there, bending it there, folding up the thumb. There you go. Plugging that in there without collapsing everything around you. And there you go. And what the instructions tell you to do with the gun, which is usually what I actually do, is to put it into Swindle's fist there, and then straighten it so there's kind of like a cannon on his arm. And there you have Swindle in his arm mode. And to be honest, I really like this arm mode. It's nice and bulky. It just works for me. I really do like it, but I do keep Swindle in the leg mode for my Bruticus, who has a Stunticon for an arm. He still does. I can't find a Vortex anywhere for some odd reason. It's kind of weird. But I do have a friend looking for him currently, which is Harry Gordon. I've given him a shout out before. So, oh yeah, another thing I forgot to mention in the vehicle mode is you can actually see a steering wheel there and some seats, which I find hilarious. This must be a massive Jeep considering how small that steering wheel is, but hey, okay. But yeah, so typical articulation for a Combiner Wars arm, you just have a swivel there. You have your double jointed elbow, which doesn't really work that well as a double jointed elbow here because Swindle's fists do get in the way, but if you do bend his arm inward, then you get that full bend. It just kind of starts bumping into the body and everything like that, so it does not work all that well. It doesn't start to split. You do have your rotation there. You have your thumb movement. You have the thumb movement there, and then all these fingers are joined, and you can also open and close his hand like this if that serves any purpose to you. So, thumbs up for hands that have articulation. And now from here, we're going to go into his robot mode. Also, what I forgot to mention is he can actually hold the gun. He doesn't really hold it all that securely, as you see, and it just took a tiny tap for it to fall out, so that's kind of a bummer. So just transforming this back into its gun mode, which I'm not even going to bother displaying him with that or showing it off because it's stupid, but let's transform him into robot mode and completely forget that the gun mode doesn't even exist on this piece of junk. So what you want to do is just straighten out his waist, split his legs, there you go, fold that in, untab this, untab those, and swing them forward on this hinge. Bring them up and swing them out if things will give me clearance. There you go. Swing it out. Orient the elbows so that they are facing the correct way, like so. Come in here, flip up his head, rotate it so that you have his awesome looking face, and then just flatten this against his back, like so. So there you have Combiner Wars Swindle in his robot mode, and I think that this guy has a magnificent looking robot mode. Probably one of the best looking robot modes I have seen in the Combiner Wars line so far, besides, of course, Shockwave. So getting here and getting close and looking at the head sculpt. So there you go. Nice looking gunmetal gray. Just plastic that's back there. It's purple eyes, no light piping. I don't really care. But nice metallic-ish purple paint used on the eyes. Nice looking paint going on here. I do like the headlight style thing that they're going with there. Nice colors throughout. So that looks amazing. It just continues. Whoa, getting some earthquake action here. It just continues and goes down. Got some black, some gray. You got that color there. The front bumper is his feet. And then on the arms, you just get some of that roll cage. It does have a little bit of kibble and, of course, a hollowness, but it's Combiner Wars. So yeah, you're gonna get hollowness. But the Decepticon symbol does show right there, and then there's a Decepticon symbol on his backpack. He does have quite a big backpack, but there's a reason for it, and it doesn't really bother me because who displays their figures facing this way? So who cares, really? Let's do size comparisons real quick, and then I'll go through. Actually, I'll do articulation first. Okay, so the head is on a ball joint, so you can get some nice wiggly waggly. You can tilt his head, he can look up pretty decently, down pretty decently. So definitely one of the best ball jointed heads I have ever seen, besides a Gundam, of course. So his arms are on a ball joint, so they can go out and in and full 360 without bumping into anything. You do have a swivel here. You have just above 90 degrees at the elbow. Nothing at the wrist. It's just solid. It doesn't bother me that much. You do have a swivel there. You have a swivel at the waist, which is very much appreciated. His legs can do the full splits and a little bit more. They can go forward that much. They can go backwards that much, and so it starts bumping into things. You have just a 90-degree movement, and his legs can pivot in and out. And I guess you could say this is some form of articulation. So whatever that serves a purpose to you, it works, and you can do something with it, I guess. So now, let's do the comparison. And also with the gun, you can have him hold it in either hand, or what I like to do to have a typical G1 style Swindle is I do like to put it there on his arm. But like I said, I wish it was a little bit bigger so it looked more natural, but I still think that looks pretty cool. Oh man, that was a whole lot of talking before I got to breathe. Or barely breathe. But so here is Prowl again. Didn't bother transforming him, who cares, but there you go. There's Prowl. Bringing back in Shockwave. This scale doesn't work at all for me, but it's Transformers, nothing ever scaled correctly anyways. So setting him off to the side. Here we have Foxy again, so you can see that. Roughly about the same size. At the head, Foxy is taller. To the shoulders, they're about the same actually, his shoulders and his ears, so that's about the same. Bringing in the Gray's Kai, so there you go. He does stand taller than the Gray's Kai at the head, barely. And bringing in the Silver Bullet, so there you go. There's the Silver Bullet. He almost fell over. The Silver Bullet still towers over him. He just massively, hugely towers over him and everything, and he's falling. Stop falling. Use your feet. He's got big feet for a reason. He can't even use it properly. But, so yeah, I love this guy. Same thing with Brawl. I love this guy. People have complained about him. I honestly don't see why they've complained about him. I think that this thing is amazing. Definitely one of the best Combiner Wars molds. I'd say that this mold here, or this engineering, is probably one of the best. I think Dead End is the better of the mold that share this style. I do think Dead End wins it over Prowl, but I do like Prowl. Prowl's a cool character, but this is about Swindle, and the Decepticons are awesome. So, my final verdict is this thing's amazing. If you can find them in a store, I got him at Walmart, but if you can find him wherever you can find him, I'd suggest getting him. He's really cool. He's definitely worth money. Has a lot of play value for children, if any children are wanting to get a Combiner Wars toy. And then also with the fact that they can combine with the bigger Voyagers and make a huge Combiner guy, that's also fairly cool. So, shoutouts. I do have a shout out to give to Dolkar. I will put a link in the description to his channel so you can go check him out. He's a really cool guy. Me and him kind of came up with a little agreement to help each other's channels out, so that will be really cool. So big thumbs up to that guy. He is a really awesome guy. Go check out his reviews. His reviews are amazing. He's fairly new. He's about as new as me, I believe, but his reviews are amazing. Nice and professional. He actually has an intro. He does Masterpiece. He does Third Party. He does Combiner Wars. He does Titans Return. He does all of it. So you'll probably have more fun watching his reviews than mine. So there you go, guys. So now let's get down to the voting. So setting him off to the side, and let's bring in the next voters. So for voting this time, we have Titans Return Scourge, we have Titans Return Blur, and we have Titans Return Hardhead. So as I say with every one of my reviews, up there will be an eye. Tap that eye and you can choose which one of these three you want to review. Again, Titans Return Hardhead, Titan Returns Blur, and Titans Return Scourge. So choose which one of these guys you want to see featured in Monday's review. I can't review tomorrow. I'm going to be too busy and so on and so forth for the rest of the days. I might be able to review him Saturday. If I can, then I will. And then if I can, I will review Sunday and then Monday again. So it just depends on how everything goes out. So choose which one of these awesome guys you want to see reviewed. Again, Titans Return Hardhead, Titans Return Blur, and Titans Return Scourge. So, well, I am Shockwave640, guys, and I will be seeing you later, my little Logicons. Thanks for watching.